The video series on my top 50 favorite games of all time hasn't been progressing as smoothly as I thought it was going to be. I guess it's my own fault for starting it so close to exam time, and in this case it's my finals. Like, there's no other finals after this, and I'm actually trying to put in a lot of effort into them, so obviously I'm just making normal videos as usual, which still take a bit of effort, but not as much as the videos that I would be doing with the top 50. So I thought that in lieu of that, until like I can get those out and like be proud of them and actually be happy with the work I put into them, I thought I'd do something that would be a little bit easier, I guess, to do, and that is to just do this thing called What I've Been Playing. This is going to basically take up a bi-weekly like section of the week, or of my time, I guess, every 2 weeks, where I basically talk about what I'm playing at the current time. Now, let's say that I'm playing a game for an entire month and just that game, then over the course of the 2 videos I will tell you how I progressed and how I kind of changed my opinion, or maybe have kept my same opinion, or maybe have a different perspective on the game. Now, also with this, I want you guys, because I did say I was going to make a community video and that's going to be coming out very soon, after the fucking top 50 that I have to make as well, but what's going to happen is I want you guys to down below say what you're playing at the moment. So basically what we're going to have is the date on the title of what like day I uploaded this, what games I've been playing, and then in the comment section below what games you've been playing and how you feel about those games, or maybe just tell me what you've been playing. You don't even have to tell me why or how or what. So I've only really been playing 2 games over the past couple of weeks. Now if I went back further I could tell you a few others, but I just want to keep it to like the past 2 weeks, and that has been I've been replaying Persona 5, but I don't really want to talk about that because I think I've already talked about that multiple times in other videos, but I will talk about Resident Evil Revelations 2, which is on the Vita. Now, I don't think I can give too much of an opinion on this game. I have barely played it. I think I played like about an hour of it, which isn't enough of the like 10-hour apparent runtime of that game. What I can say is that I've been having fun with it. The idea of playing as Claire Redfield again is really, really fun. I think that they implement, so far anyway, the dual person mechanic really well. It's not like hindering to use as just a solo person. I thought I would need a friend to actually come over and play it, but as it's on the Vita that would be a little bit hard. The graphics, and I don't like using the word graphics because I feel like it's so general, but it looks like a halfway PS3, if that makes sense. It doesn't look quite like the PS2 and it doesn't look quite like the PS3. It looks like if the console came out in between that. It looks very weird, but the thing is, it doesn't look bad. It's not blocky. You can make things out like perfectly, but it's just that compared to the PS4 version, it's definitely not like comparable, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But I have been scared in this game so far. I have been jumping out of my boots. I have been like, my heart has been racing at parts as well, and I think that so far I don't really have much complaints except for one, and it's my own fault. My memory card is really full up in my Vita, and I couldn't download the update for this game that fixes a lot of things in this game. I got to the end of the first part of the first chapter, and I was getting attacked during a loading screen. Now, you're probably like, how did you know you're getting attacked during a loading screen? The loading screen came up and I was like, okay, I've done this. Well done, Calvin. And then I saw like at the end, like red was flashing. Then I heard like the character Moira going, please don't die on me. And I was like, what do you mean? It's a loading screen. And then I got trashed and I died and I pressed retry and I had to do the whole part again. But because it loaded already, it just went straight into it. I didn't even have to load it at that point, which is actually a cool thing, I guess, is that like once it's loaded for good. I wish I could update it, but I can't. I don't want to delete the other stuff. But what I can say is that past all that, I've been having a really good time with it. The game that's been taking up a big chunk of my time though is Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp, or FE. It's kind of like a Shin Megami Tensei game mixed with like a Fire Emblem game. I think it much more has a lot of... the combat is very like Shin Megami Tensei with like there's stuff like classes like in Fire Emblem that's mixed into it, so I guess it is a really good amalgamation of the two. There's also in the social aspects, I feel like there's a lot like the actual story that's kind of like designated to you, and like the way that the cutscenes are given to you and the way the dialogue is given to you is very Fire Emblem. But then you have, I think, the actual social aspects are very kind of like Shin Megami Tensei versions, and like, but I think it like works together very well. I put 26 hours into this game. I think I'm on chapter 4 of 6. I am pretty excited to go through the rest of this game. Talking about like something that I think is really important in games is dungeons, and I feel like after this 2-year period with stuff like Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, And this game as well, and other games as well, doing dungeons, like I feel like you can no longer do dungeons like we used to do dungeons, which is just like hallways of like enemies. You have to like make a dungeon nowadays not feel like a dungeon, if you know what I mean. I mean, like look at Breath of the Wild with their dungeons. Like it's completely unique to anything they've ever done before. Then if you look at something like Persona 5, if you like showed someone that, you wouldn't even call it a dungeon really. Like going through a bank, you wouldn't really say it's a dungeon, but you are dungeon crawling. And in this, they make the dungeons themed to do with like movies and music, because the game does center around these people who are like pop stars or want to be pop stars and want to be huge pop stars, taking down evil forces. And they do stuff like taking down an evil photographer. Right now I'm finding a director, which is really cool. And like they also like in the dungeons, to make them more interesting, they're not too long, but what they do in it is really meaty. Like there's not like these long drawn out sections of combat. There's these things where like you have like a mini game where you have to light a bunch of torches, or maybe you have to like go into like these demons' dressing rooms as you would in like an actual like movie set, and like ask them like how dim do you want the room, how light do you want the room, and you have to like solve this puzzle to make the light just right for them. Some really interesting stuff, and I don't want to go too much into it because a lot of the stuff is really interesting, and if you want to play for yourself, it's on the Wii U. I didn't think I'd be playing a Wii U game right now, but I'm like really obsessed with this game. I'm really into this game, and I think it's very colorful. I think it's very bright. I actually think it's like well written in some parts. I think their characters though like are like not all of them are interesting, but the ones that are interesting I have like grown really attached to. I really like the combat in this game. They have this thing called sessions. Because you are all pop stars and movie stars and like want to be actors or singers and stuff like that, basically what happens is like say I get a critical hit, like say I do an ice attack and get a critical hit on someone, then one of my partners will come in and do another hit, because it's like a session, a jam session, you're jamming together, and another person will come in and like say something as well and like attack them as well. Originally I could only do up to like 2, then I went to 3. Now I can actually, I've done like a 5 in a row so far, like basically it's just like an onslaught of attack. It's gone to the point where like if you can like put together your moves properly, you never will be touched in a battle, and I love that, apart from like boss battles and stuff like that. They do have microtransactions in a way. You can pay to get an area where you can level up in, and I know I'm gonna be crucified for this, but I tried it out. I didn't actually I leveled up 2 levels in it, but I tried it out and I was like, this is actually a really cool idea for people that maybe don't have a lot of time, and that's like perfectly understandable. If people don't have time, they can use this area. But I really like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, and I really am excited to like get into the last few chapters of the game. I like right now I'm doing this thing where like this character Tsubasa wants to become a better actress, so she has to go through these different boss battles. Like one of the boss battles is like an action scene where she has to learn how to do an action scene. The next one is how she has to learn how to do like an inquisitive detective scene, and then like I don't know what the next one's gonna be because I'm still in that dungeon, but like it's really fun, and I think you guys should try it out at some point. Yeah, so that's what's gonna be for this whole video series. Tell me what you're playing right now. Tell me what you think of the games I'm playing. Do you think that the games I'm playing are bad? Do you think I should have picked different games to play? It doesn't really matter. I'm going to keep playing them anyway. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon.